Welcome back, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. I super appreciate it. This week, we're going to be looking at the third entry in the MegaMan Zero series, MegaMan 03. And in my search to find the next great MegaMan game, I think I found it. But is this game as great as I say it is? Let's find out now. Here's the intro. Our story starts with a retelling of the first two games of MegaMan Zero, which to me effectively makes the first two games a moot point. After the intro, we find out the gang is in a frozen tundra. Upon getting there, they see a mysterious thing from the ending of MegaMan Zero 2. The gang investigates and finds a secret temple. Zero has the temple calling him out for some reason, and wonders who is calling him. He gets to the end of the temple where a new character comes into fruition, Dr. Weil. Zero defeats Omega, kind of, and a copy of X is once again the leader of Neo Arcadia. Zero goes through mission to mission to try to stop the baby and cyber elves that were introduced in the last game. It seems like they're acting like Dr. Weil is their grandpa or something. After getting through each mission and collecting the data on Weil and the Elf Wars, Zero makes it to Dr. Weil again. When Dr. Weil sends Omega after Zero, Zero defeats him only for a bigger Omega to fight Zero. Zero defeats him only to find his original body is being used by a copy Zero as Dr. Weil's pet. Zero defeats Dr. Weil's pet and realizes that he's the real Zero. And even after he is in a copy suit, he can take him down. After the fight ends, the lab blows up and are all outside. Zero says he will always be Zero, and the game officially ends with the credits rolling. MegaMan Zero's 3 story, in terms of scope, in my opinion, is the best story in the series, and it really climaxes the whole series. While defeating Dr. Weil for the first time and destroying the Cyber Elves, not to mention we learn more about the Elf Wars and Dr. Weil, that I never would have imagined this game's story would have been this good. This game's story is freaking excellent, and it does take some risks, but it does get it right. Well, with the story out of the way, how about the gameplay? Is it just as amazing as the story? Well, gameplay-wise, to me, is the best in the series. Well, obviously, you have the same gameplay as the first two games, but everything is inherently better to use in this game. You still have similar ways you can move via the dash and the movesets, but weapon-wise and chip-wise, the game is basically the same. You have 4 weapons from the last game, and the same chips that you get: lightning, fire, and ice, but they do basically the same thing. But the armor sets you have are awesome, which gets you the all-around armors, which can give you temporary invincibility while dashing, a double jump, which is awesome, and I do love this part of the game. The level design in this game is pretty spot on. The speed factor, and there are not too many enemies at the same time, does make the level design pretty complimentary to me, and I think a great deal went into the level design. I could see that the developer saw there were a couple flaws in the first two games with the level design. They really made it a lot better. The graphics in this game are super great here. It still has the fantastic detail from the first two games, and the game is actually the most colorful game in the series, and I enjoy the graphics a great deal, how the sprites look, and especially the final boss's sprite, which is freaking huge, and it's stunning as all get up. I love the game's graphics. Bosses in this game are kind of boring and are pretty freaking easy. Yes, I know I'm playing it on casual mode, shut up. But the game's bosses are definitely where the game falters a bit, but nothing to take away from this game. It's still a great game, and the one mechanic they fixed is so good about this game is the Cyber Elves. I only used these on the last boss, but when you pause it, you just hit the left trigger, and then use the elf you want to use, and then you click it. It's pretty simple, and it makes using the elves in this game easier. The music in this game is so good. It's the best soundtrack in the entire series, and the sounds are still satisfying as all get up. The final theme in this game also just screams Zero as a character, and the gameplay is pretty awesome. I love it so much. So, with the gameplay being good and the story being good, Do I actually think this is one of the best MegaMan games I've ever played? When it comes down to it, I love MegaMan 03. This is one of the best games in the series and a top 5 MegaMan game for me. But I will say playing this back to back makes the game better. The first 2 games are slow to introduce the characters and things of that nature, but man, this game just sets them for a collision course and makes them explode, which is so awesome. And I can honestly say play the first 2 games in the series, but I think you'll love this game even if you don't. The final episode of the marathon will come next week. Sorry for the wait, folks, but I appreciate your patience and I'll see you in the next one.